Yes, this is exactly it, Paul. This is, I think this is what I've been trying to get at for the last 30 minutes of our conversation or more. Like, let's take that pattern, like that sophisticated and simple. What I've learned, and I've learned it in all kinds, I mean, I'm happy to give examples of this, is that very often the sophisticated ones are the ones who've piled up simplifying formulas.
Hmm.
So they're sophisticated in that they've got a lot of stuff in their head. But what most of the stuff that's in their head is techniques for simplifying the world.
Hmm.
And what you have in many cases with people who are simple is that they've learned to live in ways that are open to the real complexity of life. So, like, I'll give you one example of this. I mean, I've taught in a lot of different places, from universities and seminaries and small Bible schools, churches, tiny churches. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that the people you would expect to be most open and teachable rarely are. And the people that you would predict would be the hardest to teach and the most likely to argue aren't. The very many times, I mean, many times in my life, I've walked into a setting expecting, okay, these people, they're not going to want to hear what I have to say. And these are, again, we're not talking about people who have advanced degrees or have read theology or ever engage in that conversation. But when I bring it up, if I'm able to show how this bears on their life in some way, I don't mean it's practical, but I mean this matters for the way that you pray. This matters for the way that you read scripture. They're ready. They have many times they have more skills for that conversation than my fellow academics do. And that's what I've been trying to get at, right? That this sophistication very often is a way of actually simplifying things that does violence to the world. And not always, but sometimes, at least the wisest
Yeah.
of the people who are living this simple life have a knack for the real complexity of life
Yeah.
that makes them more gracious, more patient, more open than I think a lot of academic training has made a lot of us. That's getting close to the concern I've been trying to name here.